Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Simister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end. But don't forget to tell a friend or a colleague, and of course have your tools on hand, your notebook and your pen. Classes are in session every Tuesday, 3:30 on Gospel JA for the business end. Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Simister await you.
Welcome to another episode of The Business End. I am your host, Zidane Simister. And on the business end, as usual, we provide gems and just the principles for business owners who are in business or are desirous of getting into business, and providing that gem for you to embark on that journey, a successful journey. And we do that by speaking with experts in the field and also persons who have been doing it. So what we have today is a feast, no pun intended, it's a feast with our guests that we have in studio today. We have a multifaceted restaurateur and financial expert. Our guest today is Mrs. Jodian Burgess of the CMB, Flavoursome Catering and Entertainment Services Limited. That's why I said earlier a feast, because we are about to feast on those gems. Now, Mrs. Jodian Burgess, she has a master's degree in finance. She served as a tax accountant at Ernst & Young. She also was a senior tax analyst at the Conduent Company. She also was a financial manager at the Ibex Global Jamaica Limited from about 2018 to about 2022. But her passion, get this, her passion and her drive led her to pursue her level 2 commercial food and management certification in the culinary arts. And that's why we end up with the business CMB, Flavoursome Catering and Entertainment Limited. Welcome, Mrs. Jodian Burgess. How are you doing this afternoon?
Thank you, Zidane. Thank you. Good afternoon, listeners. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here.
It's fabulous to have you. I just wish that we could have a bit of a taste of some of those luscious meals that you create there. But before we get into that, who is CMB, Flavoursome Catering Entertainment Services Limited, and what do you offer?
Well, CMB's Flavoursome Catering and Entertainment is a lively and traditional restaurant located at 12A Malines Road, Kingston 10. We are open Mondays to Saturdays, 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And we provide authentic Jamaican, Italian, and Chinese cuisine. Our chefs are talented. They are top-notch chefs. And we also provide concessionaire services and catering services for businesses and functions of all sizes.
All sizes. So once at least 2 or more are gathered, they should call CMB Flavoursome and Catering.
That's correct.
Let me ask you, what was the driving force that led you into business?
CMB was founded by my husband, Mr. Christopher Burgess, and myself. For my husband, it was a pursuit of passion. He studied hotel and tourism management at a degree level, and he always had an interest in that field. However, I saw the financial potential, and I was motivated by the possibility of creating wealth and financial stability through entrepreneurship. But, both of us at the same time, we had a desire to have greater control over our life and work.
So what you have happening here, listeners and viewers, is that one complements the other. One had a passion for food and the hotel industry, and one had the passion for finance.
Yes.
And both are needed in order to run a restaurant or even provide food and catering services in Jamaica. The finance area, but also the skills of culinary arts.
Yes.
And you guys come together and complement. So what that says, viewers and listeners, is that there are times in which you have a particular skill in business, but you need that complementary skill and talent in order to make that business wholesome and sustainable. And that is what CMB, Flavoursome and Catering and Entertainment Services Limited did. They came together as a unit to provide the best business that they could put forward. So let me ask you, when you guys started, there was an aim, I presume. There was a vision. How has that aim changed, if it had changed any at all? And what is that aim or vision today?
Well, when we opened CMB's Flavoursome, our aim was to become a giant in the industry and to compete against the other giants in the industry. Our vision then remains the same. If you enter our restaurant on Malines Road, the first thing you'll see is a plaque on the wall, and it has our vision. Well, our vision is to be the restaurant that Jamaica goes to for the authentic Jamaican cuisine, now and for generations. That includes sourcing in a way that ensures there is a high quality Jamaican meal available to enjoy for each generation and for generations to come.
So in a nutshell, you want to be a household name. Once somebody thinks about food and food preparation, they think about CMB, Flavoursome. Now,
Yes.
the idea of wanting to be that household name and wanting to compete with a giant, let me ask you, when you all decided to start that business, you were trained in finance,
Right.
you were a tax expert, he was an food and hotel expert, and you guys decided to embark on this journey. Now, you, however, had a passion as well for the culinary arts. So let me put it this way. Is it better for somebody who is desirous of entering into a business to pursue what they have been trained in or what they have the innate ability to do, and why?
Well, I'm no philosopher, but I do have some experience, and I will tell you what I think. From my perspective, training and capability are two key factors that must be taken into consideration when starting any business. It makes no sense for anyone to start any kind of business and leave that business to thrive based on your wishes or fate or hopes. I was aware of the potential for profits in the food industry long before I decided to venture into food. But the thing is, I always had a knack for business. So, I mean, it is no surprise to anybody who went to school with me that I am actually running a business. The thing is, even though I'm a restaurateur, I do not cook, right? I am a financial professional, and so I spend most of my time minding the finances of the business. This is the reason why I did the course in commercial food preparation and management. I felt the need, and I felt the need to have a better understanding of what goes on in the heart of the restaurant, in the kitchen. And at any point in time, if there's a need for extra hands in the kitchen, and I feel like I must be able to, come in. I can give you an example. There's a time when a chef walked out on us, and that was a key chef, and we felt like we're on our faces, and that is what really led me to pursue the certification. I felt like I needed to be able to help when there's a time. Even though my husband did the HTM degree, he understands the business aspect of it because hotel and tourism management is really a business degree. He was not at that time trained skillfully. He wasn't a skilled or trained person in this aspect. But as time went by, we garnered experience, we garnered skills, and it has helped us. So I believe that if anybody's entering into any business, you have to, or you should have some kind of knowledge, some kind of skill, some kind of training in relation to the business.
So if I may expound, listeners and viewers, what Mrs. Jodian Burgess is suggesting to us as a rule of thumb or a principle is that when you start your business, you may not have the skill set all the skill set that is required to push that business forward. But what you must do is stand in the gap of where there are gaps and go and learn, train, educate yourself, develop yourself so that your business can grow. If there is an hiccup or a challenge, you are able to stand in the midst of that and provide a solution. So in her case, there was an head chef that decided to part ways. But she went on and decided that, you know what, if that should happen again, I am going to stand in the gap of that, and went ahead and trained and learned to do the business of the kitchen. I wonder which business owner out there right now decided to start a business and decide that I must lead, but from a hands-off perspective. That is well and good. but you have to get your hands dirty. You have to know the operation inside out. You have to be able to stand in the gap where there's a shortfall on any given day. That level of flexibility, that level of stick-to-itiveness and just learning about the business, that will help you to push your business forward. Let me continue. So you have had this business. You have had those hiccups. But how do you attract new customers? How do you retain them? And how do you grow your customer base?
Well, our business, we don't only focus on walk-in customers and individual customers, nor small groups. We try to attract large groups, for example, corporate clients. And so we have different ways of attracting our different types of customers. Our corporate clients are attracted through means of direct sales and proposals. So we will literally research companies and we will send emails or we'll send them a message or we'll send a physical portfolio, copies of our portfolios to these clients. Try to set up meetings, try to give them an option when it's time for them to call a concessionaire or a caterer. As it relates to individual or smaller clients or customers, we try to use social media. And another thing that we do is we use a very large menu that is placed on the sidewalk every day. So whether you're going north or south, you should be able to drive past or walk past and see the menu options. And we give our customers options by giving them variety. So we have a large number of menu items, at least 10 to 11 different items to choose from on a daily basis, with only 2 things that are being repeated daily, which is fried chicken and escovitch fish, because you're not supposed to run out of that once you're running a traditional restaurant in Jamaica. So we have that every day. We have different cuisines. We have Chinese, on Thursday we have a lot of Chinese stuff. On Fridays we have the Italian stuff. And on Wednesdays, we might do some Indian. We have roti every day, by the way. We're well known for curry goat and roti, I must say. Another thing I'd like to say is that our customer service is top notch. We take pride in our customer service, and we try to know our customers' faces and names. So many of our customers will come and we can refer to them by their names. We can strike up a conversation that is related to that particular customer. And as I said, we don't forget faces. Every morning, the menu is sent out to hundreds of customers via WhatsApp. Every morning between 9 and 9:30. It's posted on our social media pages and it's also posted on our WhatsApp status. So those are a few ways that we use to retain and grow customers.
I must applaud you for the fact that you said in maintaining and growing your customer base, you tend to know your customers by name. You have dialogues with your customers, even about their personal lives or just what they're going through on a given day. Sometimes when customers walk into your business place, listeners and viewers, sometimes they're walking in with a burden. And if you are able to provide that customer service that lifts that burden, they will remember you. They will become loyal to you, because sometimes you're taking off that load and leaving them with a smile, leaving them with a light and a fragrance for them to go out and say, I was blessed by doing business with that particular company. So that is one of the principles that CMB Flavoursome Catering and Entertainment Limited is suggesting, that we must, in our customer service, not just serve our clients, but also get into the space of that client in any particular day, because you may be saving somebody, you may be lifting the spirits of somebody, you may be lifting the mood, and while you lift the mood of your customer base or your clients, you're lifting the mood of your bottom line and your profits and sustainability for your company. How has that journey been for you? Has it been fruitful?
I cannot complain. I cannot complain. It has been a rewarding journey. Deciding to hop out of my 9 to 5 and to start my own business with my husband, it has been challenging but rewarding. And, it has also been surprising, because the things that I expected those aren't the things that I faced. So I expected to be able to leave my job and to have all the fun time in the world. I have all the time for myself now. I'm my own boss. I can do what I want. but I can tell you it's the total opposite. I literally have no freedom because running a business is a 24-hour thing. You cannot decide to take a sick day. You cannot, unless it is mandatory. Sometimes you go to the doctor and you're sick, and the doctor says, you can stay and run down yourself. You're sick, it's only one of you. But the truth is, if you take a sick day, believe you me, there's going to be somebody who didn't show up at work, and somebody needs to fill in. And who is the best person to fill in? It has to be you. Something is going to happen. They need a manager. Somebody's going to call. Can't take vacations. You can't wake up late and think you can sleep until the sun comes up and all of that, because you're running a business which is like a baby, and then you probably have a family to run as well. You probably have studies to juggle, and for some persons they have more than one businesses. So it has been challenging, but I can tell you it has been rewarding. I would not give it up for the world.
So if you're desirous to call us, the numbers are 876-754-3694 or 876-908-0936. And our WhatsApp line is 876-546-2414. We're up on a break. When we get back, we will speak more about those challenges and those wins and wow moments for Mrs. Jodianne Burgess. Is there any other challenges you want to speak to us about and how you have dealt with some of those?
Sure. I can speak particularly to the restaurant industry, to my business. Some of the challenges that we encountered at first was we had inconsistency with the taste of our food. And this posed a problem. I don't think I need to explain why. So what I did, or what we did, we decided to standardize our recipes. And with that, anybody comes in to CMB and takes up the chef's manual should be able to read, and if you follow the instructions correctly, then you can produce a meal just like what our chef would produce. It will taste the same way.
Even myself can come in
exactly.
and produce an Italian dish.
Easy
Mighty.
to follow.
Mighty.
So we have standardized our recipes, and I learned this because I went to school for this. I did not know anything about standardizing recipes and portioning prior to my certificate course. But, to stray away from just the restaurant industry and to touch on some challenges that persons might encounter in any business, I can tell you that one thing I realized that a lot of Jamaican businesses face, is the issue of theft in businesses. Whether persons are taking it directly or indirectly, many times businesses encounter these, and one way that you can stem away, or a couple of ways you can use to stem away or to mitigate this challenge, is to, one, count and keep track of your inventory, manage your expenses frequently and properly. And another way that you can use to mitigate theft is to use proper accounting systems. If you need to use a POS software, Microsoft Excel, get some kind of knowledge on that. If you want to use a hardcover notebook, go ahead and do it. But tally your numbers and make sure your numbers make sense. That way, because there are times when you can be running a business, and everything looks nice and fine and dandy, and believe you me, the business is losing. You're suffering a loss and you don't realize because you're spending the money every day. The money is coming in, but because you see this inflow and outflow of cash, you think the business is making money. But when you put it on paper, then you realize that something is not adding up. You're really spending more than what you're earning.
Yes.
And to give a deeper dive and to look at this properly, to understand and analyze, then you need to put it on paper, details on paper. And that way you can mitigate some of those challenges.
Yeah, but those challenges, I'm sure your wins have surpassed those challenges. And business is just lovely. What are some of the wins that you would say that you would have had so far in business? And how has it shaped your outlook in business?
All right, this takes me back to the question that you asked about our vision.
Yeah. As
I mentioned initially, our vision was to become on par with the industry giants. And because we're a catering services provider, many corporate entities and schools contact us for functions and various types of events. And so large-scale catering has become our niche. With that said, it has strengthened our competitive advantage, and that has strategically placed us on par with some of these high-ranking competitors.
So you're saying that you started with this vision,
yes,
right? And now you're on par, if not competing, even doing better
We
than
are
some of the
competing.
giants.
Yes, I'm proud to say we are competing.
That never give up attitude. That never give up attitude with that particular strategy, that particular vision of thinking greater than yourself, thinking greater than your circumstances right now, and push forward. You may be the next business. You may be the next business person. That you see these giants operating from a long time, from history. But you can be the new entrant into that business space. You can be that business that has grow your business to the fortitude that you are able to compete with these stalwarts, these giants. If you only stick to it, you have a vision, you have a path, you have a strategy, implement them. And we're up on a new year. Now is the time for you to put in those strategies. Now is the time for you to embark on that journey. Now is the time, viewers and listeners, for you to push forward and get your business up to the level which CMB Flavoursome Catering Services has done. And now you're competing. And now you're seeing the rewards of fruits of your labor.
Yes.
And that is one of your big wins.
Definitely.
We must applaud you. We must applaud you. So beyond what you have mentioned, what are some of the advice that you would give to persons who are desirous of entering into business, or those persons who have been in business and have been stagnant or feel some sense of stuck at that particular point and want to get to the next level? What are some of the advice that you would give them in order for them to move to that next level?
Okay, that's a very good question. I mean, I'm not a know-it-all, but I do know some things, and I'm happy to share.
Sure.
One thing I can tell you is that running a business is for those who can endure. It's not for the weak. It's not for the person who is looking to have a vacation every day or to sleep late and go home early. If you're not willing to work harder than you work for your corporate boss, if you're not willing to work harder for yourself, then you're setting up yourself for failure. I would also advise a budding entrepreneur to put in the hours and research. Go on Google, read books, read the newspaper, ask questions. When you see don't be afraid to stop persons who run businesses and ask them questions. I have done it. It has worked for me, and persons have asked me, and I was happy to share.
Yes.
Read as many self-help books as you can. I know a lot of persons don't like to read. And with that said, if you don't want to read, it's okay to download an audio app, find an audio book, listen to them. They work. Listen to motivational speech. You can find even these books on YouTube and these speeches on YouTube. They're very inspiring and they're motivating, and sometimes this is what you just need. You don't have that person, that mentor to give you that drive, but sometimes when you look on YouTube or you read these books and this information provide the drive that we need.
Yeah.
Also, don't expect to take home the bag in the first year or two.
Yeah.
Right? The money will come, but it is advisable to reinvest. I like to also mention that it is important to diversify if you can.
Yes.
Once you start a business, do not keep those blinders up and have you just look straight. You need to look left and right and try to find a way to start another kind of business or to add an arm to your business.
Yeah.
So if your primary business fails, there is something that you can drop on. It's not easy to start over. And lastly, I would like to tell our viewers, don't be afraid to dream. Dream big, and when you dream, write your dreams down and it's like a vision board.
Yeah.
Write your dreams down, refer to your dream from time to time, give yourself timelines and work with that.
Yes, smart goals. So, before we go, what's next for CMB Flavoursome?
Well, as the company is CMB's Flavoursome Catering and Entertainment Services Limited. So far, we have been focusing a lot on the catering and the restaurant side of it, and we would like to delve some more into the entertainment services part of it.
Yeah.
So we want to focus more on equipment rentals and event setups and pull down, we want to delve more into that part of our business. So that's where we're looking to go in 2024.
So where can persons find you and where can persons contact you?
The company is located at number 12A Malines Road, Kingston 10. A lot of persons know those tire shops. We're right beside them, after you pass the plaza with the two huge lion statues. Our telephone number is 449-1715, and that's an 876 area code. And you can also find us on Instagram at CMB Flavoursome. You can always send us a WhatsApp. We are quick to respond. If you want to be added to our customer menu broadcast list, just send us a WhatsApp, 449-1715. We will add you. You will get our menu every day between 9 and 9:30.
Well, we want to thank you, Mrs. Jody and Burgess from CMB, Flavoursome, Catering and Entertainment Business. All right? We want to thank you, listeners and viewers, for also tuning in with us today. But before we go, I want to say that this has been a really multidimensional and inspiring conversation. We have learned so much, you have imparted so much, you have shared so much with us and the viewers and listeners. And I'm certain that there's somebody out there who have been lifted, who have been motivated to continue that journey, and even embark on that journey. So I want to thank you. But before we go, we're going to just reiterate a few gems that we would have had shared with us here today. 1, do your inventory management system and accounting system. You have to take stock of what you have. Focus and monitor on what you have. Don't just focus on just sell and getting the goods out. Focus on your inventory management system. She also mentioned that your customer service must go beyond just providing a smile at your customers, but you must also know your customer by name. Get into their space. When they interact with you, they would leave with a smile, and that lift their spirit, and that would also lift their customer loyalty. And the customer loyalty would make sure that they keep coming back and improving your sales for your particular business. She also made mention that you must stick to your business. You must work hard for yourself than you have ever worked before, and you would reap the rewards in the long run. Reap the fruits of your labor in the long run. Delay instant gratification for that long-term goal. Those are some of the gems we want to leave with you. But you can always follow us on our socials, which is the Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and now Spotify, at the Business End Show. Follow us, come over, interact with us, and we will certainly interact with you and share a few more gems. We have a few giveaways to give away to you guys. Just tune in, share, subscribe, and follow. Before I go, I want to thank the hardest working production team in Jamaica. Thank you guys for always making us sound and look great. I want to also thank Gospel JA for always being there for us, letting us sound and look great. So thank you, Gospel JA. Thank you, Markland. Thank you for accommodating us. And until next time, this has been the Business End Show. Thank you.
Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Simister are powered up to share their expertise on the business end. But don't forget to tell a friend or a colleague, and of course have your tools on hand, your notebook and your pen. Classes are in session every Tuesday, 3:30 on Gospel JA for the business end. Master Coach Apostle Courtney McLean and Business Coach Zidane Simister await you.